Alright guys, welcome back to Treetop Garage. My son had to work today, so he can't come out. So I have limited time out here today. I'm only going to be out here for like an hour or two, so I'm really not going to do a whole lot. But I went to Harbor Freight today because a lot of you guys know, and I've talked about this a bunch of times. We're going to be going, the actual date we're going to be going is sometime uh, June 13th, around there. We're going to be going to Honest Peyton's Speed Shop to pick up the two-door sedan. So I got to get some stuff together. I want to take some tools with me, and I didn't really want to go through and just take all the stuff out of my toolboxes because I just figured, well, I'll just get some extra stuff. And it's nothing, it's all cheaper stuff. It's all stuff that will work if I need it. I am going to take some stuff from here, but I want to get some disposable type stuff that if it breaks, whatever, it ain't going to be no big deal. So I want to do a little video on that. And I also want to go over some of the stuff I am going to take from my toolboxes here. So, I guess we'll be back with a video on that. It was not going to be a long video, and this is kind of I wasn't even going to really do a video today, but I ended up getting that stuff this afternoon, so I figured, well, we'll show you a little tool haul. I think it cost me, it was less than $100 for everything. And I may go back sometime before we go, me and my wife. I may go back and get a few more little things because some of the stuff, I forgot how cheap some of the stuff was. So let me pause you and we'll go over the stuff I got, and also give me a thumbs up if you haven't done it yet. If you're just finding me, subscribe. That would help the channel a lot. And comment for sure because I answer all the comments and I like comments. So let me pause you and we'll go over here and see what we got. Alright guys, so sorry about all the chirping noises. I got baby chicks over in that tote over there. And I also have more over here on this other side over there where that light is. You can see them over there. Those are older. These ones I actually hatched myself over here on this thing. And I actually I think I had 30 eggs I started with. I hatched, I think, 24 out of 30. So that's pretty good. But I got rid of, I think I got 8 left. I got rid of a bunch of them for somebody at work. So anyway, so I went to Harbor Freight, like I said, and I picked up some stuff that's just stuff that I can just basically could stay in the truck even, but it's not going to affect my whole tool area. So these two things I actually got for in here because the two I have, the springs got all stretched out, and the springs in here got stretched out and they don't work anymore. I needed 2 of these smaller vice grip clamps. They're actually, they're Harbor Freight brand, but still. These things I use a lot of. I have bigger ones of these, which work well, but the smaller ones, I don't even know. They're not Harbor Freight ones. They're some cheap ones that I bought years ago, and the springs stretched out, and they just don't work no more. So I got these. The ones I have over there actually don't have the little swivel pads. They actually have just like a rounded thing, which they actually had those too, but they were a little more money, and I don't really think it matters for a lot of stuff I do. So these are going to go on the wall over here. One thing that I've needed a few times going out of town. I remember one time in South Dakota, me and a couple of my buddies used to go out to South Dakota every year for pheasant hunting. And one time I went out there, I was driving like a 2006 or 7 Avalanche, and we made it all the way out there from Ohio, which is probably about an 18-hour ride. Made it all the way out there. We got off the exit, and I get off the exit, and I start slowing down, and the rear brake started squealing real bad. It was grinding. One of the pads had wore down. So I stopped. There was an AutoZone in town where we stopped, where we got off the exit ramp, and we still had probably another hour and a half to go before we got to where we were actually going. And I stopped at the AutoZone in town when we got off the freeway. I bought a set of rear brake pads. And we get to the motel, which had a gravel parking lot, which I changed the rear pads in a gravel parking lot, which sucked. But it wasn't, I was used to it because at the time I didn't have this shop yet. All I had was a 2-car garage, and I couldn't fit the Avalanche in the garage anyways. All the trucks I had, I always worked on everything in the driveway, and my driveway was gravel. So I was kind of used to it. But one thing I did not have, I didn't hardly have any tools. But the guy that owned the motel where we were staying, it was just a little single story, one of those, low-level motels you see in these small towns. He had a socket set. He let me borrow it. But I could not find a C-clamp to compress the brake calipers for the new pads. So today while we were at Harbor Freight, I got a bunch of C-clamps, but I just bought another one because I want one to keep in the truck. So got a C-clamp. And also while I was there, they had these for like cheap. This is the dual. One side's all metric, one side is standard. And the SAE standard side goes from 1/4 inch to 7/8. The metric side goes from 6 millimeter to 19, but there's usually a few missing in between. And I have a bunch of extra wrenches. I could probably grab a few of those and throw in there. Not a big deal there. So that was, I forget how much that was. It was cheap though. So we got those. And we got a bunch of other stuff here. So one thing, I have a couple of straps that I always keep in my truck, but they had these on sale, so I bought a pack of 4 of these. Just to have extra ones in case I need them for, tying the car down to the trailer. The body and the frame to the trailer and everything, so I couldn't go wrong with that. So we got those. And also, I was going to buy just like 2 or 3 screwdrivers. I have these same screwdrivers you could buy separately. But I was going to buy the big one, because I have one of these here in the shop that I use all the time, and it's really good for, I use it a lot for prying and beating on it, like a chisel almost. This thing is indestructible, the one I have over there. I was going to buy this one, the medium, and the medium, these 2 medium Phillips and standard. And it was the same price as this whole set. These separate, they're like $3.99 each. This whole set was $9.99. I'm like, well, why don't I just buy the whole damn thing? So I just did. It actually worked out good. I saved myself a little bit of money. Well, I spent the same money I was going to spend. I got more. At least it's a magnetized one, which I don't know why I got that. The wife says, oh, you should get those. I said, okay. Another thing I got is zip ties. These things can save your ass in a lot of different ways, and I've learned that over the years. This and electrical tape. Electrical tape can definitely save your ass in a lot of ways too, but I have some rolls of that already. But actually, I was getting a little bit low on these anyhow. The packet I have over there has only got about maybe 20 left in it, so I kind of need these anyway. So I got these. These are only like, I don't know, $3 or $4. And I wanted to get kind of a socket set and then some other stuff in with it, but even at Harbor Freight, it's not cheap no more. They had this for, I think this was $19.99 or something. It's a 51-piece socket set. It's got 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. I'm thinking that the 1/4 inch stuff is only with this driver. But the 3/8 set has a bunch of they're all short sockets except for the spark plug ones. And I don't know if I think it has a metric, maybe not. I probably should look at that before I bought it. Because, that truck, a lot of stuff on there is metric, but I didn't look at that. But I do have a metric set over there that I can bring too. This actually does have metric, it says right here. I just can't see it on the thing here. There's a lot of stuff going on and I'm trying to read it. Looks like the 3/8 drive does have a lot of metric, and some of the 1/4 inch too has a lot of metric in it. The 1/2 inch does not, but I have no idea what quality this is. I mean, it's just standard Pittsburgh, cheaper stuff from Harbor Freight, so it's probably not awesome quality, but if it helps me in a breakdown, it's perfect for me. So now the stuff I probably will take from my tools. So I'll probably end up taking a few things. So let's try to get you centralized here. Alright, so one thing that I did not get, that actually there's a lot of stuff on that truck that does have Allen type heads on it. So, and I actually was going to buy a set of Allens, and I was looking at them and I didn't. But I have 2 really good sets right here. These are both really good sets. I'll probably take these just because. I'm probably going to end up taking this is my 1/4 inch. My 1/4 inch set. This is a Popular Mechanics. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, back in the 90s. I bought this back then. Walmart, all their tools or hand tools are all Popular Mechanics brand. I've had this thing since like 1997 or 98, and it still works great. It has long, it's got the deep wells, extension. It's got the the screwdriver, which has the thing for the ratchet in the back, screwdriver driver. The 1/4" ratchet still works great. And it's got a bunch of short stuff too, and it's all, I mean, this thing, I've lost sockets out of this thing and found them somehow. One time actually I took this little story. So I took this thing, I was going to a pull-apart junkyard with a buddy of mine. And he had I don't know, it was a 89 maybe Camaro, 80, 89 and 90, something like that, Camaro. And he had one of the nose part of it was pretty bad. And we were at this pull-apart junkyard, and he found another nose it was really in good shape, actually. And he borrowed this. He goes, hey, let me borrow that little socket set. So I gave him this. I said, hey, just make sure because these sockets just set in there. There's nothing holding these sockets in. I told him, I said, if you're using this thing and you have it open like this, and you get whatever you need, make sure you close it and at least latch one side of it, because if it falls off of something, this stuff's going everywhere. So literally within 20 minutes, all this stuff was on the ground in a gravel thing at the junkyard. Luckily enough, it was gravel and not mud. But we did actually find all the sockets that day. But I did lose an 8 millimeter, but I did add one because I had a couple extra ones. So I'll probably take this because this thing works good for everything. And I got a lot of other stuff in here I could take. There's actually some stuff that I bought when I redid I changed the high pressure fuel pump in that truck. I bought a set of tools. This is one of them, this is another one. I forget what the other thing is now. I'm trying to find it. It was laying in here, I thought. I don't remember what it was now. But there was another piece that made changing that thing easier, and I gotta find it now. But I'll probably be taking that stuff too, just in case something happens with it. I don't expect it to go bad. That pump I put in was a brand new, not rebuilt, Bosch high pressure CP4 high pressure fuel pump. This should be good for a while, I'm thinking. But you never know. It does have a 3-year warranty through AutoZone, and it's only been in there not even a year yet. So, but it did cost me like over $1,000 to buy that thing. So I'm hoping it lasts a long time. I'll probably take a few other metric sockets and a few other metric wrenches, because a lot of stuff on that thing is metric, and if something does break, I'd hate to not have the tool, just so I can just fix it right there. I probably will take a few crusher wrenches. I do have a nice array of those, and I'll probably also take my belt tensioner tool that's got the half-inch drive attachment. This is what you need to get the belt off of that thing. It does have a brand new belt on it. And we are going to change the water pump on it, so I shouldn't need anything, but if like the alternator craps out or whatever, I'm definitely going to need that. So hopefully none of that stuff happens, but you never know. So, and I'll probably take some other miscellaneous stuff out of here, I'm sure. I got all kind of wrenches and ratchets, and I actually have a few pipe wrenches in here as well. So who knows, I'll just probably start just kind of throwing some stuff in there that I might want to take. I'm not going to take any air tools or anything, but I probably will take a pry bar or two, because that's always handy. And I'm probably going to bring at least one hammer, so you never know when you're going to do that. And it's probably it. I'm not going to go crazy. I mean, I'm hoping that if something does decide to break, I'm kind of hoping it's something I can limp along to a place or like an exit on the freeway or something. Oh, and I'll probably take a few different kinds of pliers, some channel locks, some regular pliers, maybe some needle nose, that kind of thing. I already have some vice grips in the truck already, but I'll probably take maybe a small one like this, and maybe like a bigger set like this. Something, just basic stuff. I'm not gonna go crazy, like I said. But yeah, just your normal tools. I'm probably going to take my impact, my battery one with maybe a battery or two. And I'll probably take a few impact sockets if I need to. I don't know if I need to, but I might. There's a few things like that carrier bearing. If it goes again, which it should not go, it's brand new in there. We got that in. Actually, yesterday, I did change the one part of the drive shaft. Both these joints were pretty bad. The one was really bad, actually. I did change those over this last week. That fought me pretty good getting those in and out. I did change those, and I did grease them both, and I put that, actually just put that drive shaft in last night after work, or after we got done doing what we were doing yesterday. The other part of the front part of the drive shaft was already in there, so I just had to line up. The spline the drive shaft has a funky spline set up, where it's got one big spline that you got to line up with the other yoke so it's all in balance and stays all where it's supposed to be. Another thing I probably will definitely take is this rechargeable light. Now this light is from Harbor Freight. My son got this for me actually. It's rechargeable. It takes an older style thing. I think it's micro USB or something like that. It's not one of those type C's or anything. It's an older style, but it does work really good. And it lasts a long time on a charge. So the charge cord that came with this thing quit working literally like a month after he got it for me. So I went on Amazon and bought a couple off-brand ones, which they've been working good. But I have right here a brand new extra one. So I'll probably take this with me just so I can charge it if I ever do use it. I mean, it's bright. It's really bright. I mean, wow, that's blindingly bright. But it also has flashing and strobe and stuff like that as well. So that's nice to have. And I'll probably just take some miscellaneous other stuff. Probably some kind of duct tape, and electrical tape always works good in a pinch if you need to keep something together somehow. Usually that stuff's pretty strong if you wrap it around a bunch of times. And just some miscellaneous stuff, hose clamps and stuff, who knows, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, this toolbox doesn't have as much, it's got the same kind of stuff that one has mostly, but I'll probably take a little bit of stuff for wiring just in case I have an issue, but I shouldn't really have to even need that. But I probably will take it, you know, just a little bit of stuff. Some butt splices and whatever else. So some extra fluids. When we change that water pump, we're probably going to have to put some more coolant in it, so I'll probably have to buy some of that anyway. And I'll probably take some extra of that too. But yeah, so that'll probably be most of what we really take. We still got a little less than a month, so I got time. But yeah, so anyways guys, let me pause you. We'll be right back. Alright guys, so I apologize for this short video. Normally, you know, we do a lot more stuff on these projects, but today I just didn't have the time and my son didn't come over, so anyways. Another thing that I forgot to say in the other part of the video was I also got the headlight working. You guys, in the last video, you guys saw the one, I had a couple bad connections on the wires on the headlight. I got that all rewired and actually put that back in yesterday. When I put the drive shaft in, it all works fine. Everything works in it now. It ended up not even being my wiring when I wired them in there. It was actually some factory wiring where it went from one wire to two, just for some of the marker lights and stuff. Some of the accent lighting in there. There's LEDs in there. Ended up being that. So I rewired everything, got everything all shrink wrapped, and it had the adhesive inside, so it should be good. Shouldn't leak anything now. The other thing, this week, I'm going to try to, I have some parts, I just bought a couple more parts for the truck. I've been having issues for a long time now, and it actually just started to get worse. The turn signal switch, the turn signals always work fine, but the wipers sometimes don't work, I've noticed. So I went on Rock Auto, and I bought a new turn signal switch. Now this thing wasn't that much money. It just goes under. The column has like two covers, one on the top, one on the bottom. It looks like there's just a couple of wires right here you plug in. And I'm sure it has some mounting areas where it mounts. I haven't taken it apart yet to see, but it has a hazard switch there. Obviously turn signals there. Wipers here. And I think it's something with the fog light maybe or something. There's something going on with the lights. I forget what it does. You can see there's a little light symbol and there's an in and out. So this is the washer, this right here, but I don't know what that. Oh, it's the bright. That's right. It's the high beams are right here. So yeah, I forgot about the high beams. They actually go forward, I think. I forget. But anyways, yeah. So I'll be putting that into. I don't know if I'll get video of it or not. It's probably not going to be very easy to film because it's inside the truck. But I have that to put on, and I also have the throttle position sensor over there. And I still want to change that water pump. The only reason why I want to go over that too, because I think I mentioned that in a few videos. The water pump is not bad right now. Just like the carrier bearing I changed wasn't bad either. But I know after having this truck for this long, I've had it for like 9 years now. I know that that water pump in that truck, I've changed now 2 times. I changed it, I bought it, I've changed it like not even a month after I got it. It started leaking really bad. I put a new one on it, a quality one from AutoZone, I think. And within a couple of years it went again. So I had to change it again, and now the same one's been in there for like 5 years now, probably, at least. And so it's, I don't know, I can't say if it's going to go or not, who knows. But if I'm going to go on, it's a 16-hour trip there and 16-hour trip back. So I didn't want to be possibly stranded because of a bad water pump. It's not easy, it's not hard to change. You get the belt off. There's 2, I think they're Allen head bolts. You take off of there, and there's an O-ring in it. And it's not even connected. It's not like the fan or nothing's connected to it. It just got a pulley on it. I have it right here in the box. It's just 2 bolts, an O-ring, and you just swap it out. It's just, the problem with that, it's not that it's hard to change or anything. The problem is you need 2 people to get the belt to where you can get it off the water pump and not have it come off everything else. I found out that the best way to change, especially when I change the belt, you need 2 people to change the belt. You also kind of need 2 people to make sure the belt doesn't come off when you undo the tensioner, because the tensioner, it's really hard to get through from the top, but from underneath, it's like right there. So you need kind of 2 people to do that, because the water pump's on the top, like off to the passenger side, a little bit on the front of the motor. So, and when you pull it off, you lose some coolant, which you already kind of know that already. Any water pump you do. And I still, like I said, I still had to change the throttle position sensor. That ended up being my shifting problem that I was having going into 4th gear. So I got that. I need to change that, but also the cover has some funky things going on, so I got to see what I got to do to get the cover off. There's a few weird little rods and whatever, and there's no way to get to them. So I do have to look that up and see what I got to do to get that off. And of course, I want to grease everything in the front axle, all the front end, all the steering, all that stuff, all greasable. I want to grease all that. And I want to kind of check the front brakes, make sure they're good, and check the one side on the rear, the driver's side, rear brake. I had not checked in a while. The passenger side, I just replaced all that stuff like a year ago. And I've literally put a couple 100 miles on the truck since I did all that. So with the other one, I had not checked in a while, so I'm just going to go over all that stuff, make sure it's the rear brake pads and all that stuff's good. It should be fine, but I want to check it before we leave. And I mean, there's some other little miscellaneous stuff I want to do, but it's all small stuff. So we'll see what happens this week and this next weekend. But yeah. So anyways, I've been rambling now, so I apologize for that, but I appreciate you guys watching this. I know it's not as exciting as normal, and my son's not here and whatever else, but yeah, if you wouldn't mind, like I said, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and also check out my son's channel, Blake's RC. He does a lot of RC stuff, and that's the only reason why he couldn't be here today, because he works at a hobby town, which is like they sell a lot of RC stuff there. That's what he does. He works on them, and he also does other stuff. But, yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. We hopefully will be back for something way better next time. So, we'll see you on the next one, guys.